So in this episode, we're going to be talking about timings, which basically means in the game when you hit a time in the game where you have an item or a certain amount of experience that enables you to do something at that specific timing. That could be like when you're playing Earthshaker and you get a Blink Dagger, or if you're playing a hero like Shadow Shaman or Nyx, where you just need to get your ultimate ready so that you can make space on the map. These are both examples of timings, and we're going to be looking at both of those. So in this example, I'm playing Earthshaker. I'm playing against Chaos, and this is the time before my timing, where you need to understand that your team is basically waiting for you to be able to do what you do when you hit the timing. And on this hero, it's Blink Dagger, which is 2.2k gold. And at this point, I have 1,000 gold. And these next 2 minutes, you can see that it's very passive for me. It's important for your communication in this time as well to be like, you're telling your team that you're waiting for this item before you're going to be helping them. So they understand that they need to control a little bit what they're doing on the map. And then when you have this item, that's when you can help them. So as you see here, there's quite a bit of like fighting going on. My team is sort of posturing against them, but they're not committing to a fight because they know I'm farming this item. So here I TP out last second from bot lane, and my team is already fighting mid. So at this point, I need 15 gold for my Blink Dagger, and their fight is already started here. So it's important that here you really need to use your communication and make sure they understand that you need like 10 seconds. You know, this is very important for you. Like, you cannot help them before you have this item. And I just TP to base too. So I cannot be there, I can't TP there. And you need to make sure that they keep understanding at this point. So they commit to a fight here. It's important that you need to use your mic, or if you're not, let's say you're playing with party with somebody you know, you tell them like 10 seconds and I'm going to be there, okay? And then you just tell them to stall the fight. This is like the most important timing for your hero in the game. You get this 2.2k gold item, and this happens. So my team, they didn't really die until I made it there. They've basically been fighting for the 2 minutes that we were farming Blink Dagger, and we hit this timing, and as soon as we hit it, we killed both their cores. So when you play position 4, the most important power spike or timing that you have is the first item. This basically because you don't get as much farm as your cores. You don't really have the time to farm one item and then get another one that's basically going to accelerate your game. So most of the time it's going to be your Shadow Shaman where you get level 6. It's going to be Nyx with level 6, or it can be Blink heroes like Tiny or Shaker. So there's a lot of different timings on heroes. Most of them with Blink initiation are very gold based, and the heroes that need level 6 are obviously experience based. For some core heroes, there's a later timing where they farm one item. It can be like Battle Fury or Radiance or some hero that will accelerate their farm, and then they hit the second item. It's like a BKB, which will be like the power spike for them. But on position 4 and 5, most of the time it's just going to be the first item, because that's the only item you can really reliably get in a decent time. So that's the biggest difference between core timings and support timings, and you're going to have to play around both of them. As a position 4, obviously, it's important to know when is your own timing, but it's also important to look at your team and know when is their timing. Like, if they only have a Battle Fury, maybe they're not ready to fight, maybe they need to get their BKB too. So this is an example of a position 4 hero that has a timing with experience. Most of those timings will be level 6. Sometimes it can be level 12 if you have a really good level 2 ultimate. But most of the time you want it to be really fast. So it's going to be level 6, which is most of the time it's going to be around minute 10. Sometimes earlier if you're having a good game, sometimes a little bit later. But in this specific game I'm playing Shadow Shaman, which has like a very objective-based ultimate. This is a tool that you can use to make space on the map, because every time you use the spell, it's going to draw the enemy team to the tower. So you see here, I place it, and as soon as I place it, they react 3 heroes to defend. Even if we don't get this tower, this is a lot of space for our team to farm. You see Abed is top, Arteezy is farming here, so this is a lot of space, even if we don't get the tower. This is the first timing. And the next timing you have on these heroes with experience is when this spell is ready again. So it's going to be 100 seconds, and we can do the same thing all over. So basically me and Ramses are sitting here with 2 heroes, and we're dragging 3-4 heroes to defend. So here my ultimate gets ready again, and I use it instantly on the tower. Alliance is already ready to defend, but this does the job anyway. We force them to show here, we make sure that they use their glyph. My wards took not much of this tower, but still forcing them to come and taking most of the tower into ultis is fine, as long as our team is farming. This spell is not like a Blink Dagger initiation where you're going to get a kill or a big team fight, but this will force a reaction so you have space to farm, or you get the tower. So at this point, I have my ultimate ready again. This is the third time in the game where I wanna throw him on the tower. At this point, we have a siege creep as well, and we just killed the Lich. So the reason why we did this play in the first place was because they were farming top wave with Lifestealer, and they did a really fast play. They TP bot with Puck and Lifestealer, and they were actually set up for it. So this turned out pretty good for us, because my wards are hitting the tower. You can see it's taking a lot of damage, and even though I die, it means that our Tor didn't die here. They wanted to kill our Tor, but it means he didn't die. We see there are 2 cores here, and our tier is farming this area. And it basically just means that I took the gank for a Tor and still got half the tower. So when you play position 4, it's important for you to distinguish what your hero needs in terms of hitting power spike or timing, whatever you want to call it. Some heroes, they only really need experience, and some heroes only really need gold. And if you know this before you go into the game, that you need to get 2,200 gold or you need to just get level 6, it will make it easier for you to prepare for the moment that it happens. So in the example I showed with Earthshaker, in the 2 minutes building up to it, I have an understanding that this is the timing I need. I need this amount of gold for my team to actually be able to use me. And I also let them know in the communication. So make sure you understand your hero and make sure you know when your timing is, and don't play before it, and make sure your team knows it as well.